This is the future. This is not the past.
The new XFL will kick off in 2020.
If you smell what the XFL is cooking.
It's still football, but it's professional football reimagined.
This is our moment, our story to tell. This is history begun.
This is the XFL.
This is the future. This is not the past.
The new XFL will kick off in 2020.
If you smell what the XFL is cooking.
It's still football, but it's professional football reimagined.
This is our moment, our story to tell. This is history begun.
This is the XFL.
Welcome, football fans. This is August 21st, 2019. This is the road to 2020, and this is the XFL show. I'm Alan.
I'm Jake.
I'm Vince.
And I'm Bryant.
Today's the day. At 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the XFL will reveal logos, names, colors, team identities are here. And this is a special pregame show for final thoughts, predictions, and hype before the league's most anticipated announcement yet. Who's excited, Jake?
Beyond excited. Let's stop the jibber jabber and get right down to business because we don't have much time here. We're not going to fit this all in as it is.
Nope, we don't. 30 minutes, and we're going to get into all the craziness that the XFL's gotten into with the teasing of these logos and team names. As you could see here, if you're streaming live with us on YouTube, which we hope you are looking at 8 team identities, I guess, logos, and these are the images, Bryant, that the XFL teased out via social media over the course of the last week.
Yeah, Alan, it's 4 days, 2 logos a day. We received from the XFL. So much can be made out of such little images. In a couple minutes here, 28 minutes as I see it, we're going to get these official logos, the full picture of these little snippets that they've been giving us for the last few days.
And the video that was released today, which is the biggest clue, I think.
Yes, we're going to try to break down each image and the video, Jake. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Vince, when they did these teasers and they did the epic video that came out just yesterday, I mean, what instantly went into your mind when it came to the execution of this big announcement?
Oh, this has Vince McMahon written all over it.
How far in advance was this filmed, Vince?
What's that?
How far in advance do you think this was filmed?
Months, I would say. They've just been waiting for the right time, and now is the right time.
Did they wait too long, though, Vince? Because a lot of people were growing impatient, but here it is finally. We know that once they're released and the names come out, everyone's going to forget about how long they waited. But what about the timing? We're at the end of August. We kick off in February. I think this is a perfect amount of time for team identities to get introduced and people to get acclimated.
Yeah, people, the hunger for some football is really starting to heat up here. And this is the absolute right time before the college season starts, before the NFL season starts, the XFL with just another huge blast saying, hey, we are coming soon, and it's going to be damn good, and just get ready for it.
Well, here we go. We've got the 8 images we'll break down. These teased logos. We put out a poll as well, Bryant, for people to vote on and tell us what they thought, which city represented, or which logo represented which city. And you have results for us, I guess?
Yeah, I have just kind of percentages of what everyone thought each logo would be. I'll tell you which ones were kind of just undecisive, pretty much based on the fan votes here. But we received a good response, and I'm ready to break these down. I got your guys' decisions as well as who thought which logo belonged to which city. So I'm ready.
Yeah,
this is it.
I voted, and I know all you voted. So let's break it down. We're looking at these here, starting with team number 1, guys. It looks like I don't know what these colors are. What is this? Gray and black?
Gray and black.
Jake?
Gray and black.
Yeah, if it looks like gray and black to you, you got one right, because that's what it is. It's primarily gray with I don't know what you would call that, a black.
Or is it black? We don't know. It could be skewed.
I don't know. It was this one. It's not the most confusing, but it's up there. You don't get a lot in this.
I don't think we're getting a lot in any of these. I think a lot of people.
I think you are.
I think a lot of people are jumping to conclusions saying, "Oh, I see an eye. I see an ear. I see something that's a tooth.
I see spider legs."
I think you're seeing like a deep, very extreme close-up of maybe a letter or some sort of logo.
Letter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's like a bunny ear.
That's not anything
bunny
ear I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we all said New York here. Does anybody want to change their mind? It seems New Yorkish. The colors seem very New York. We all said New York. Fans said 37% said LA, 29 said New York.
Or did I say LA? Do you have my?
No, you said New York. I have them all right here. New York.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with New York.
Those feel like New York colors to me.
I was thinking LA possibly to go with old Raiders colors.
Yeah, they have worn silver and black before.
They wear silver and black now. Go Kings, go.
Well, that's a Vegas team, the Raiders, so I don't think it's L.A. Number 2 is, let's let the colorblind guess all the colors every time. Red, white, and blue.
No.
Baby blue.
No, the blue's right, but you missed the other one.
It's not
Where
red.
did you get white at?
Other than
You missed the other one.
It is red, black,
and white.
and light blue.
That's what I meant. Red, black, and blue.
This one to me was probably the most difficult because it almost looks like a mask, like a Zorro mask with little whiskers. We talked about this one on the show this past weekend. To me, it just looks like the Pringles guy, really, honestly.
Well, going by the graphic images we saw in the video we're going to look at in a minute, I think that might be a snake of some kind, Vince.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well,
Python.
some of these other ones could be a snake as well, I suppose. I still think it's like a Thundercat, and I'm sticking with that.
Thundercats. What city is this? This is. I think I said this was. I think I said this was DC. Am I wrong?
Everyone said DC except me. I said Dallas. It just looks very Desperado-ish to me.
Desperado.
Jake, do you think it's Antonio Banderas in this picture? You think he's the mascot?
If Antonio Banderas can rock out and do the national anthem while dancing on top of a bar or something like that, that'd be the greatest thing ever. Jake, dissect this one, man, because we only have about 23 minutes before, so careful.
Yeah, originally I think I voted that this was going to be DC, but after that video that we're going to get to here shortly, I changed my pick. So if I had to pick one, I don't know. I mean, they're not Seattle colors, but I'm just from process of elimination. I'm coming up with Seattle for picture number 2.
Well, the fans had Houston here, which I'm not 100% sure why.
Unless they're going the old Oilers colors.
I guess the Oiler baby blue. That makes sense. New York. Well, that was 30%. New York at 14%.
Number 4 is Houston. Everyone knows that. Number 3, the Los Angeles Strike Forces is what I got here. Looks like a lightning bolt.
Well, Alan must have changed his vote because we all had Houston on this one.
I did not put Houston here.
Don't make me look it up. Don't
look it up.
Trust me.
I don't know. I'm changing my pick though. I'm hoping this is LA's because this is my favorite logo. This looks cool.
Really?
It looks like the Red Power Ranger just by the close-up. I like it.
Yeah, but remember,
That's a good point. I like that.
This could be something completely different once you see the whole picture.
You're right.
It could be predominantly red.
Could it be a Sasquatch holding a lightning bolt?
Well, Alan, I'll tell you what. This one was the one that was most debated by the vote. No one received more than 20%. Houston at 19%, and then St. Louis at 18%. I had a hard time, but to me, it just seems Houston to me. I don't know why. It just seems very simple, straightforward, the way Houston seems to be.
I could buy St. Louis to go with those Cardinals colors.
Okay.
But I obviously I picked Houston.
I don't know what team this is. What's the name of this team? Is it?
If it's,
you'd think it would have to be something with natural disasters or electricity in the sky. From what we see here at least. But
thunder, lightning are already taken. The bolts go back to.
You can have more than one, tiger or Aggie or whatever it may be.
Yeah, you're right.
Aggies.
This is definitely the Houston Aggies. Yep.
The Houston Aggies Junior.
Number four, I think definitely represents the jet fighters or the airplanes we saw in the video here.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Hey guys, just real quick, just so we're on 20 minutes. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Alan, Vince, you said it was a Liberty Bell not too long ago.
That's what I initially thought. It could have been something for DC, but I believe I had this for Dallas. Is that correct?
Let's see here. Vince, Jake, and Alan all had Dallas, and this is where I had DC.
Yeah, I could see it being DC. I was going back and forth on this one.
Yeah, and Brian, I'm going to, I guess I can't change it because it's submitted already, but after that video, which shed a lot of light, I think this is definitely DC now.
You think it's like the DC fighter jets or something like that? The DC engines?
I have a team name for them picked out, but I want to wait till we get to that portion.
Ooh, how about the DC jet fuel?
It could be DC jet fuel. It also, if it's Dallas, it looks like a Lone Stars. Dallas Lone Stars.
That's an odd shaped star, I think.
Well, nobody's perfect, okay?
We had a 49.5% said DC, and then an 18% for Dallas. So I think everybody's on the same page as we are. Red, white, and blue might sway everybody towards DC, right, Alan?
I mean, Dallas and DC feel like red, white, and blue logos to me. So, and one of them only has red, black, and blue. I don't know. I'm confused. The colors hurt my eyes. All I know is that 5, 6, and 7 are definitely Seattle, Tampa, and St. Louis.
In that order.
No, I'm going to say 5 is Seattle, 6 is St. Louis, 7 is Tampa.
Well, you really just didn't even realize what you voted on. I will say this: the second 4 that came out were definitely felt more descriptive and more to analyze than the first 4.
Not picture number 6, I don't think. But yeah, the other 3.
6. Okay, we'll go to 5. We'll stick with 5. Let's try to keep it in order. Come on,
it's got to be some type of cold-blooded reptile, right?
Jake's so excited he can't even keep in order. This is ridiculous. Okay, so go ahead. Number 5, reptile.
It has to be a red eye, right?
It looks like it.
A red eye looks orange to me.
Oh, reddish orange.
This might be your Sasquatch, Alan. If anything is a Sasquatch, it's this one right here.
But it don't look like one.
No, yeah, that's...
How do you know what it looks like?
I've seen Sasquatches, okay? They're brown. They're brown. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, you're right. There's no legends about green Sasquatches or even Yetis for that.
Can 7 be my Sasquatch then?
It could. That looks more. Yeah, maybe you're talking more like a Swamp Thing.
That would be great, but there's no Louisiana teams in this league, so I would rule out Swamp Things. But can you agree that I don't know about the order, but 5, 6, and 7 are definitely those 3 cities in some kind of order, Jake?
What did you say? You said
Louis?
Seattle, Tampa, and I don't think St. Louis is any. Which one do you think St. Louis is?
Number 6, maybe.
None of those colors work for that time.
I had number 5.
Is it
number 5?
Isn't there a cardinal red somewhere in number 6, or am I just way off?
Yeah, there is.
But there's also a Syracuse orange in there.
Or Syracuse, I guess. Yeah. Now,
number 5, real quick.
Yeah, what did the audience vote for?
Yeah, this one was the most overwhelming vote. Seattle took 53% of the vote here, saying that one belonged to Seattle, and then, but really, really close, halfway through, Tampa Bay at 25.3. I'm going Seattle. It's what it seems like, foresty, green, north. That's what I'm going with Seattle. Jake, you had Seattle on here too in the original vote. Vince and Allen, you guys had Tampa, but I'm sure that's not even.
Yeah, I mean, this one just looks like it looks like some type of lizard.
But also,
and you don't think of. I mean, I would think of lizards would be predominantly in the tropical, which would be Tampa Bay.
Oh, I hope we get some kind of bullfrog mascot. That would be really good. Can you quit knocking me for changing my picks too, Brian? That video came out. And it changed my world. It changed my view on all of these.
Well, you didn't know all the facts before you actually voted. That's not my fault. So you should have waited. So the poll's still open, by the way. If anybody wants to go check it out, it's on our Twitter at XFL Show.
Yeah,
you have 15 minutes to get your vote in.
What do we got with number 6 here?
Oh, this to me was Tampa Bay. I don't see any way it's
I
not
saw Tampa Bay colors. What did the audience vote?
So 32.3% said Tampa Bay, 21% said Houston.
Yeah, I mean, this one, I think this is the hardest to decide what it is. I don't know. Is that the top of a letter? It just looks like the end of a letter. But
I think that's what I was think. I think I had LA down for this, and this looks like the top of the T in extreme.
This looks
now,
like.
See,
This looks like
I don't care what the colors are. If we get extreme, an eye.
Yeah. I think it could be an eye.
Well, top of the T for St. Louis as well, I guess you could say that.
I think it's an animal's eye. I think you're going to see an eyeball below.
Now, do you think any of these are not right side up, meaning they're upside down, sideways?
I don't think they would do that to us. That's cheap.
That would just be
That's
cruel.
not fair.
These teases have been rough enough that would just be cruel and unusual. The XFL knows how to get us talking, knows how to get us speculating. So we're here on now. We go to number 7, which I find the most fascinating because you don't see these colors often on teams unless they're the Seattle Sonics. Is that true?
Seattle Storm.
I don't know. This is just red, white, and blue. I don't know what you're talking about.
You quit messing with me.
There's that light green, which gives it a tropical vibe. I think. I thought this one looked like a snake, but how many lizards can you have in one league?
Well, there's a snake and a lizard are two different. You mean reptile?
Yeah. Things with scales.
There could be a dinosaur element here. This is definitely Seattle, though. Aren't these Sonics colors-ish?
Yes, Sonics, Seattle Storm.
Yeah.
You're right on.
But that doesn't look like a Sasquatch to you, does it?
Yes, it looks like a Sasquatch. It looks like a Sasquatch.
What part of the body are we looking at in this picture?
I think we're looking at Sasquatch's finger.
Yeah.
Like a big yellowish orange fingernail on him.
We're looking at a big sassy digit right there. It's
jeez. This one was probably the toughest. I had LA. I think it was only by default at this point because I think the other one seemed more solidified than this one.
LA's number
Jake,
8.
you had
it's
LA
Dodger
as well.
Colors. 8 is LA. It's Dodger colors.
Yeah,
we're not on 8 yet.
I probably just went with LA because that's what was left
Kind of thing. Yeah, Vince and Allen both had Seattle here. 32. Did I already go over this one? 32% said Seattle. 18 said St. Louis. I don't know if I went over that already or not.
How many minutes till we get this official announcement?
We are just under 13 minutes to go.
Oh my gosh, we're never going to make it. Okay, number 8 here.
Live streaming on ESPN, by the way. ESPN.com, FoxSports.com. Go ahead.
What did the audience say for number 8?
Number 8, 30% said Dallas, and 22% was with me and said St. Louis.
Yeah, I don't think I said St. Louis originally, but after watching that video, I'm changing my pick to St. Louis. This looks like some type of crest with like wings on the side of it. It had something to do with aviation, I think.
I think we're looking at like some kind of saber or some kind of.
Well, yeah, it could
sword.
be some swords or knives.
I picture a horse with wings.
A Pegasus?
Oh, that would be awesome. The St. Louis Pegasus.
This is kind of.
I mean, I was thinking unicorn, but Pegasus sounds more tough.
Unicorns don't have wings.
Yeah, unicorns.
do.
No.
Yeah, and that's a mythological creature.
How do you know?
Let's stick to Sasquatches and
How
other
do you
stuff like that.
How do you know? Yeah, let's keep things realistic here, guys. All right. So number 8, do you have any? Give us the stats on number 8, which everyone knows is the LA Extreme, and then we'll go to the video.
Well, like I said, it was Dallas 30%, St. Louis 22%. Vince, Jake, and myself all had St. Louis. Alan, you had LA. If any of us get all 8 of these right, what are we going to do for the other guy? I'll tell you that much right now.
Season tickets to whatever that team is, or whatever team they choose. I don't know. All right. Well, the good thing is all these colors are really distinct. So I think when they are revealed here in 12 minutes, we're going to know what according to our chart here, what number team 1 is, what team 2 is, and 3 is, because all these colors are very different from each other.
Alan, don't push it any further, man. It's less than 11 minutes away. Come on.
Oh, I'm rushing things along. Okay, so if it wasn't enough, they put out these logos and everybody got excited. The XFL just, I guess, a little less than 24 hours ago on social media, put out a video, which we're going to loop here. No sound. It's too epic to play the sound. Jake will have a heart attack. But we're going to loop the video, and we're going to go through it a little bit here, piece by piece, and look at the images in the video and try to guess as well, with just 10 minutes left until they're officially revealed. Are you ready?
Yes, so let's get to it. There's no more time to waste.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I usually sit back, but are you guys okay if I lead this one here? Because I've got notes.
All right. Well, let's get into it. It's playing, brother.
Go, Jake.
Okay, so, here's what we see. So there's multiple images, but the thing is, between every image, it shows you going out of the tunnel onto the field. So there's 8 groups between everything. So the first one I wrote down, I see some type of waves in the ocean and a dragon or a lizard eye. That's the first thing.
Waves and an eyeball. That's definitely a lot of
Sea
people.
monster.
And I went back to make sure those were waves and not just strange colored clouds or something like that. The next thing I see, they just appear to be gargoyles. I mean, does anybody else have any other speculation on that?
Those look like gargoyles to me too, Jake. That's exactly what I thought.
Okay, so I saw gargoyles, and I looked up synonyms for gargoyles, and fiend was one of them.
The fiends.
Yeah.
Yowie, wowie.
Gargoyles.
No way.
I was trying to think of, gargoyles, while a great show in its own, it seems like an odd choice for a name. So I was thinking, what else could that be? The only thing possible I came up with is, how they show old-timey wood ships, how they have carvings of topless mermaids on the front and different creatures on the side.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing I thought it could be.
What about
gargoyles?
Battle
demons? They defended New York City for quite a long time, and so I think it's only fair that they name the football team.
Oh, you're New York Gargoyles.
But does that mean that they're only going to play night games in New York City?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, let's go on.
Down.
This one here, to me, it looked like some type of gas or oil drilling and some grinding.
Yeah, drillers. Houston Drillers. There you go.
Houston Frackers.
Frackers. That would be a little bit more modern take.
Unless anybody else saw anything else in that.
Instantly said Drillers watching that with my fiance for sure. That's definitely Houston.
It could be. The next image we saw were some engine turbines and some jets. I don't think there's any other way you can.
You skipped the traffic, Jake. You skipped the traffic.
Oh well, yeah. I wasn't. That's at the very bottom here because I had to go back and watch that a lot of times for clues.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Extreme traffic.
Jet engine turbine.
So I'll throw that in there now. It looked very just nonchalant to me. I wrote down freeway and a field with a monster sound. Is what I saw. If you go back, it shows the freeway and then a field with some type
pasture.
of loud sound.
Yeah, as we look at it here, it went by and it's the nighttime, and then it shows like something running through the nighttime. Night wolves.
What's exactly a night?
I don't know what it is.
It's a wolf that does things at night. A night wolf.
Yes. So after we had the traffic, we had the jets, and then we would clearly have a swamp. is what it looks like. Some type of marsh and a whole bunch of dry leaves. I don't know. That looks like Louisiana to me, but there's no. I mean, would Florida? I guess would they have Tampa like be a swamp? Is that, or are they thinking about the Meadowlands? Perhaps, I don't know.
Where's you seeing a swamp?
Hold on.
It's right after the.
Yeah,
right after.
Oh,
the
you're right.
Very-
Oh, wow.
Very quickly.
That one just went by me. I didn't notice that till you just said that.
Well, it would have went by me if I wasn't watching it all afternoon.
Jake took the rest of the day off yesterday to watch this video over and over.
Productivity at work
again.
today was not well after lunch. So yeah, you got the swamp. The next thing I have, and this was, so clearly you've got military uniforms, but right before that there was also a military statue. It looked like I froze on there. There is a logo on one of the cadets' belt buckles. I don't think it's the Marines logo, but it's similar, but I don't think that's what it is.
Do you think it could be like the DC Few and Proud?
It seems a little long to me,
Yeah.
but I do think that's definitely DC.
What
now.
about Blue Angels? I've been teasing. I've been saying Blue Angels for a while, but no one seems to like that one.
Well, yeah, I think that jet and that logo number 8, I think that's St. Louis now, but I was trying to think of, different names for, fighter jets like Hornets, Mavericks with an X at the end.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
The
Be very-
Hawks
That would be very
something
90s.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we go on to somebody getting a tattoo in a motorcycle gang. So I don't know if these are going to be like the Mayans or the Mongols, or I mean, which town has a lot of motorcycle gangs? Would it be LA? Out of all these,
I don't think we're not heavy on the motorcycle gangs out here.
What if it's not no? I don't think it's a motorcycle thing or even a tattoo thing. I think they were drawing a bird. I think that's a bird logo. The tattoo artist was drawing a bird.
It looks like wings, but why would they show motorcycles? The Hells Angels?
Oh, that would be great. The Blue Angels and Hell's Angels. You've got gargoyle demons. On Reddit this week, a lot of people are really bullish on Vipers, Vince. Everybody seems to think Vipers is a foregone conclusion for one of the teams.
Yeah, I could see that. And it certainly would match up, I think, with some of the propaganda we've seen.
What if that tattoo and motorcycles, they were just going to be calling the club?
The original.
The OCs, the LAOCs. Well, we're all going to find out in about 4 minutes, guys. This is incredible. This is what many fans have been waiting for. Jake,
What?
I'm including you in all this.
Yeah, that's all
This
great,
is-
but
this is hype.
that's great. But when are team names actually going to come out? XFL, come on.
Jeremiah, sorry, this is what's. No, I'm joking. Everybody, this has been the greatest week of XFL, I would say. If you really go back to when, if you guys remember, Landry Jones was only signed about a week ago. It feels like forever because there's been so much since then.
Yeah.
But it was about a week ago. We're getting team names today.
Yeah, and I'd like to get in real quick here how big this announcement is.
Ooh.
Broadcast, on via streaming, I suppose. But you got Oliver Luck on here, but then you got 2 huge names from the respective networks. Colin Cowherd, a major household name in this business on the Fox side, and then Laura Rutledge on the ESPN side, who is one of the best college football talkers out there today, SEC, and she's been branching off. She's got her own show now. She's on the Jump, or not the Jump, the Get Up a lot. She is a rising star in this industry.
It's a broadcast. It's an XFL broadcast.
Yeah, if she's going to be associated with the XFL going forward, that is huge for the presentation of this product.
Yeah, this is not only.
guys really have.
No, let me get this in, Brian. We're running out of time.
Go, hurry!
So this is not only team name and logo reveals. This is the first XFL broadcast by the TV partners. Vince brought it up. ESPN.com, FoxSports.com. You can watch this, or just go to XFL.com and their social media channels. It's everywhere. This is a big deal. This is history in the making. Here we are, and we're going to be back right here on This Is the XFL Show's Radio's YouTube channel immediately following the announcement. Whenever they finish their broadcast, jump right back over here, and we're going to have a post-game show reacting to all the team names and identities that are revealed in just a few minutes.
Brian, do I
Quick
have
hits,
time?
everyone.
Yeah.
Quick hits, last predictions. Go ahead.
There was too much to get in, so I'm just going to give you 2 predictions. I'm going to say Houston Roughnecks and DC Admirals. And that's really all I'm confident.
I'm confident in Houston Drillers, and number 7 is definitely Seattle.
I'm not gonna. I've left all the predictions up to the experts, but I just hope that the team names are good, because that is so critical to the presentation of this league and making it legitimate.
Don't sell yourself short, Vince. You're an expert. You've been following the league since they announced it was coming back.
Since day one-ish.
No, I'm not a logos expert.
60 seconds. Here's what I'll say: no Stallions, no Bandits, and I swear, if all you fans, all you waited for was for these logos just to trash them on social media, shame. This is a big moment for the XFL. I'm excited, and no matter what, it's all about the quality of the play anyway, guys. Come on, let's be real.
Do you think they're going to have models out there wearing uniforms and helmets?
I don't know. Seconds to find out. I've got my popcorn ready. I'm ready to watch this. Everybody sit back and relax and enjoy. We'll be back.
Yes, we'll be right back here. Join us for the reaction show. This has been our pre-show. Team names about to be revealed over at XFL.com, ESPN.com, and FoxSports.com. We'll see you afterwards. Remember,
they're listening.